Hey, we're doing another illustration. Took a week off. I did a thing Monday. Now I'm back. It's Monday again. And it's snowing like it's blizzard conditions here in Seattle. Just crazy out there. Just coming down like uh like talcum powder out of a baby powder bottle. And nobody's going to work, but here I am working like a dog. Working, making snowmen. So I guess it's not really work. I'm making snowmen, snow people, snow persons, and so maybe this is low effort. I don't know. Don't know what I don't know what I say want to say anymore. I'm just collapsing around myself these days. Uh, but I want to keep working, and this is me working, I'm trying to do some shading. So one of the things I notice is that sometimes I will do shading from light from one angle, and then within the same drawing I will have shading that's not from the same angle, not from the same light source. So I wanted to pay more attention to that in this. It's still not 100%. It's comic stuff. It's not meant to be photorealistic. So I don't worry about that too much. But paying more attention to it, so here on the little carrot nose, I'm also trying to do fall off on the shadow. So I do a shape of the shadow, and then I do a gradient to give that shadow some fall off, and then a little bending for because it's on a on a what's that called? It's round. It's a round. It's because it's on a ball. Yeah, there's a word for it. I can't think of it because my brain is collapsing around me, as I mentioned. So I'm drawing a little cap on the, because we don't do stovepipe hats no more. So we're gonna do a baseball hat on top of the head there. Uh, and to make it read more like a baseball hat, I decided to put a baseball on it, which is either adorable or stupid. I'm not entirely sure, but can't and why not both, right? So we're doing the baseball hat, and there's a couple times in this drawing where I realized that I made the baseball hat a group, and I made the snow person a group, but I did not make them both part of the same group. So it's two different groups. So you're going to see a bunch of times where I move the snow person or move the hat or accidentally get the hat included in some other group. And then I have to undo like 1,000 times to get it back. So pay attention to that. Um, I think this is where I had to go get my laundry. And there's a little thinking about stuff, doing things. I don't know, maybe making tea. Probably all of the above, a little bit of all of the above. And I come back. I'm thinking the whole time. I'm thinking about what I want to be, where I want to be going with this, because I got a snow person, but I thought, oh, what if the snow person is talking to a bunch of little baby snow people? And so I took the snow person, duplicated it, and made a couple changes. So changed the perspective of the arms, so it's flipped it around. But I made really I didn't just flip the whole thing and also flip the shading on it, right? So I I I duplicated it, keeping the light source from the same direction, and then changed the sticks around, so it kept the perspective. And then putting in a little background, trying to give it some depth, and then I wanted to have some trees. So I've been doing a lot of walking around the neighborhood in these snowstorm conditions, and I notice how the trees, they get all bendy from having too much snow on them. And so I decided I like evergreens, because who doesn't love an evergreen? But what I wanted to do was make the evergreen just covered in snow and bendy because of it. And I don't know if I actually got it right. I work a lot on it here. I work a lot on it here, and then throughout I don't really finalize it until much later. So, but then I also want to do, because there's a bike trail that I ride on where it's actually cottonwood trees, I think, and they're the really tall kind. The pine me, I don't know what they are. I think they're cottonwoods. Very tall, very kind of thin, slim trees, and they make good windbreaks. So I wanted to make a windbreak of these evergreens. Uh, and I was here I am duplicating and then resizing each one, and then I realized, oh, if I want to make a change, then that's going to suck. So I used the built-in symbol. I eventually do. I use the built-in symbol thing. So basically, it's like a class in programming. You make one, and then you can make copies of it, make as many copies of it as you want, and then if you make a change to the one, it changes all the copies, right? So I don't think I think I'm making it here, and like I got rid of all the other ones. I was like, okay, I'm going to make my symbol, and then I'll symbolize it, and then I can duplicate that. Having a hard time getting it to actually read as a tree, so doing a lot of fidgety, fiddly stuff. It actually looks a little bit like a Tide Pod, like a banana Tide Pod. Here, I'm not even sure if I got it right in the end, but it sort of does a little tiny bit look like a tree covered in snow, and getting the shading right, because the shading makes it look multicolored, and so I made it difficult for myself here as well, because the snow is on the side with the shadow, right? So and then snow is generally white and the shadow is generally dark, and so I made it more difficult for myself, because the shadow makes it, because it's all in black and white, the shadow makes it look like another color rather than shadow. And the tree, I don't want it to be too dark, because if the tree is too dark, then it looks like shadow. So I end up making the shadow really light and the tree light as well, just so that it doesn't read too much like shadow, and it doesn't read too much like different colors. I think it works here uh, as I start duplicating it, but the actual shadows themselves didn't work for me. So I got rid of them and created a special shadow on its own. So now it looks more like a wall of trees casting a shady barrier of shade, I guess. And I haven't put the little eyes on the little snow people, little snow kids yet. There's one thing I didn't do, which I kind of wish I would have done after I finalized it. I should have put little baby carrot noses, and that would have been perfect. I might even do it just on my own outside of this, because I think little baby carrot noses would just be perfect because they're little baby snow people. And the big snow person has a big carrot nose. Little baby snow people have little baby carrot noses. So I don't know. That's one. Anyway, I'll probably do that on my own. Should have done it, didn't do it. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching and listening. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.
Bang. Wow. This has been a Zip Bang Wow production.